Everyone, and welcome to Motif. This week we are talking about how to scale your POD sales horizontally across the world in multiple different languages and everything. And as every week, I'm joined by the man that can, Mr. Thomas Gentleman. How are you?
I'm good, Aidan. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Yes, this week we're talking about how you can scale out horizontally. And this is especially important when you've got a winning product that you need to scale. So, Aidan, what does horizontal scaling? What's the difference between horizontal and vertical?
What's the difference? As you mentioned, so once you get something that's shown some initial success, it's profitable, it's scaling it out. So there's two ways you can really do it. There's scaling it into other languages, so you can scale it into other countries, and also scale it into different niches, so you can tap into more audiences to get more people to buy more of them.
That's it. So you're increasing the footprint of the design wherever you can. You do need a winning design. You can't scale a design that isn't selling. However, there are some designs that won't sell in one language but will sell well in another. So it's always worth trying that, but that's still in the testing phase. So yes, if you take a design that's selling well in France, then you want to try and sell it in Germany, Holland, Denmark, Sweden, all of the other Western European, more sort of Northern European, although Italy is a good market, countries. So you want to scale it out horizontally, and that's the key. So you can take something, if you're getting, say, 5 or 10 sales, 15 sales a day, 20 sales a day, 30 sales a day in one area, and you're finding it difficult to increase that up to 40 or 50, well, you take that design or a similar design and you have that translated and redesigned into a new language, get a new bit of artwork done, and then you can hit 5 or 10 sales a day, 15 sales, 20 sales a day, maybe even 30, 40, 50 sales a day in that new territory with, okay, not exactly the same design, but a very similar design. And then you can take that design concept, and you can try it in other niches. So then you've got a double way of doing it, and all of the different countries, all of the different locations, all of the different languages that you can push that out into. You can take a design that was maybe, or a concept that was maybe selling 5, 10, 15 a day, and you can turn that into something that's selling 80, 90, 100, 200 a day without having to come up with a completely new idea from the outset. So that's the idea of horizontal scaling.
Yeah, and I just want to say it's nothing to be underestimated, right? And it baffles me why not more sellers out there aren't making use of the translation design service to do this, because there's certain sellers who are taking advantage of this. They're in their native tongue, or where they normally get their sales from, they're seeing literally the same or even greater sales in these other countries. So it's not just to bump up your numbers a little bit. It could potentially double or do more than that once you get this translated and get the ball rolling. It's huge. It's huge.
Indeed, and you might even find that the country that you're originally running the ads in is not the best country to scale in or to sell in. So you might find that you started in, say, France, and then you found that Germany was better, and that might be your go-to market for all new designs. So it is important to spread your footprint out and scale as hard as you can horizontally. Of course, vertically scaling is spending more money on the same design, increasing your budgets, duplicating ad sets, and pushing harder in that one region. That's the difference. So horizontal is the key to success. Vertical scaling can be difficult, especially with smaller audiences. You might have a fairly niche design, although I do recommend now that you try the bigger audiences, because they seem to be working better.
Yeah.
But once you run out of that, or run into a wall or a ceiling or whatever you want to call it in your vertical scaling, then you want to quickly move to horizontal scaling and take that design concept into other niches, the design itself into other languages and territories, and really start pushing it out.
Yeah, and that to set it into sort of stages. So stage 1 would be you've got the design, you found out it's selling. Step 2 would be to message me or message Anna. You can find a link to the Facebook group down in the comments below, and then pop me a message and say, Aidan, I've got this wicked design. It's selling very well in the Netherlands, in France, in England, in English. Can you translate it into X, Y, or Z, German, Swedish, you name it, and I'll go and get that done for you. Give it back to you. step 3, you then redesign that, get that on there. Or if you're struggling to redesign it, let me know, and me or Anna would be more than happy to help. Give you the design back, and then you run it. And the trick to Facebook is, if it's worked in these other countries, you can use the same detailed targeting in your language. So you don't have to figure out the German for butterfly. You can just put in butterfly in your language, and it will know that you're targeting people who like butterflies. Is that correct, Thomas? If I'm not mistaken.
Sounds good to me. Okay, well, that's the way to do it. So you take a design and you can scale it across products as well. So if you've got a design that's selling on a t-shirt, you can slightly adapt that design and sell it on maybe a cushion or wall art, canvas, or a poster. Or you can take a design that was intended for a woman and then turn it into a design that's intended for a man, or a man to a child, or a child to a woman, or a woman, a boy to a girl, or whatever within that same design concept. That would all be considered horizontal scaling rather than vertical scaling. Wow. So that can be very important, and really the key to pushing on. You might have to change the language and messaging slightly, but you're really targeting the same group with a very similar design across products, across niches. And yeah, that's it. It can be very, very big.
Yeah, and if you're new and this is your first time that you've rocked up and watched one of our YouTube videos and you want to get started and see what it's all about, there is in the description a link to our Facebook group where you can find a lot more information, and more importantly, you can find a link to our free Facebook motif ads course in the link below. So if you don't have a clue on how to run any Facebook ads, that is the best place to start for free. Absolutely zero.
Indeed, so, indeed it is. So there, yes, you'll learn how to run Facebook ads and various other things, and retargeting, which is also important. Retargeting, of course, isn't scaling; it's retargeting. Hence, why it's called retargeting and not scaling. But scaling is retargeting is just as important, if not more important, than scaling. And you can kind of horizontally scale your retargeting as well by breaking down by device and various other different types of audiences for the same design. So do pay attention to the Facebook ads course. Do join the Facebook group that's mentioned in the comments below, where Aidan and Anna, our customer success, I should say, managers, will be able to assist you getting going. Your success is their success. Aidan only eats if we sell a certain amount of t-shirts every day, and we don't want to see him wasting away. So do make sure that you connect with him so that he can eat. And when he doesn't eat, he gets a little bit ratty, as I think we all do. So please do join the group. And you don't have to buy Aidan dinner, but you'll guarantee that he does eat tonight, which is important, isn't that right,
yes.
Aidan?
That is 100% correct. As you can see, I'm looking slightly more plump than usual, and that's because the sellers have been very successful in doing horizontal scaling. Simple as that. It's definitely super underestimated. And one thing I did want to mention as a little incentive to reaching out to me or Anna in the Facebook group and getting this ball rolling, the question you're going to ask is, Aidan, but how do I translate my ad copy into that language? We have already made a PDF with ad copy you can use in all of the languages. So feel free to message me or Anna, and we can give you that file, and you can use it to your heart's content to scale to the moon.
Indeed you can, and there's lots of other tips, tricks, and other things that you'll find in the group. So do please check it out. And of course, again, the course. So, of course, the course and the group. Do join both. A lot of people have said that they're valuable, so I appreciate that. It's a great time to start selling. We're halfway through Q3, looking for Q4. Just over the horizon, you can sort of see it, the sun of Q4 coming up over the horizon.
Yes.
The twilight. So you should start to now think about what designs you're going to be selling at Christmas. Yes, I know you might be laying on a beach somewhere thinking, why am I on a beach? Why aren't I at home? I wish I hadn't have come. This is a disaster. Why isn't there any life between the sea and the shore? I'm in a dead zone, laying here, exposing myself to the sun for no reason. You may have these thoughts. You may not. But if you are away, then when you come back, you do need to start concentrating on Q4 and what you're going to do, because as every Q4 has always been, this one will be bigger than the last, and the next one will be bigger than this. And you've got time now to run in through the rest of Q4 and scale up into the rest of Q3, scale up into the rest of everything up into Q4, and then really crush for those crucial weeks from October until our Christmas cutoff date, somewhere early to mid December. So yes, huge opportunity. motif.com. Do come and check us out. We're here to support. As I said, please make sure that Aidan eats, and that's it. Horizontally scale, vertically scale until you hit the ceiling, and then horizontally scale until you can scale no more. Sounds easy, because it is. It's a concept, easy concept. Aidan's here to support. If you're doing very well, we have a free design service that Aidan can extend his web of trust to. We can't do it for everybody, but if you are selling some units, or you're really looking to get started with a great idea, or you've been selling successfully on some other platform, you naughty people, you should contact Aidan. Tell him that you're switching over to the #1 POD platform for e-commerce, motif.com, and Aidan will assist you in the transition over to us by providing you with whatever you need, including moral support and just general happiness and joyfulness as you move to Motif. So there we are. I think that really covers everything for this week. Next week we will be concentrating on a very important topic: wall art. Wall art, posters and canvases. It will be the time to talk about posters and canvases. Walls, as we know, are important. Without walls there would be no roofs or ceilings, and you have to have these things. So walls are great, but a wall with nothing on it is a sad wall, and we don't want any sad walls. Yes, we don't want any sad walls. Much like sad walls are no good. People like to hang things on their walls, and we've seen some sellers with some great success. But more about that next week. If you are interested, tune in next week, where we will cover the huge opportunity that is posters and canvases in the second half of 2020 with Motif.
I think that may well be a live stream first that we've disclosed. This is an exclusive. We're telling people what the next show is about.
Yes. Well, people could normally guess. We have done 93 Mother's Day live streams this year and 427 Father's Day. We apologise for that, but they are key events, and we will be mentioning Christmas at some point. Don't worry about that. Before Christmas, we will be mentioning Christmas. Yes.
Cool. Well, guys, you know where I am in the Facebook group, and if you don't, it's in the link below. I wish you guys a lovely rest of your day and a fantastic weekend. I look forward to seeing you guys tune in next week.
Indeed, he will. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Cheers.